सुखमनी सुख अमृत प्रभ नाम भगत जना के मन विसराम।
Yare Satsanga Ji, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. This evening, we're going to be meditating on words of Guru Arjan Dev Ji from Sukhmani Sahib, the 14th Astpadi. And this Shabad is from the second portion of the 14th Astpadi. The main line, Sodata, 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 Sujya, Sijya, Guru Prasad, Tatta Sababujya. Searching, searching, and searching, and finally success. By Guru's grace, the essence of all reality is understood. Sodata, 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 Sijya, Guru Prasad, Tatta Sababujya. Sodata, 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 Sijya, Guru Prasad, Tatta Sababujya. Sodata, 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 Sijya, Guru Prasad, Tatta Sababujya. जिसको हर प्रभ मन चित्ते आवे, सो संत सोहेला नहीं दुलावे। जिसको हर प्रभ मन चित्ते आवे, सो संत सोहेला नहीं दुलावे। जिसको हर प्रभ मन चित्ते आवे, सो संत सोहेला नहीं दुलावे। Sodata, 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 Sijya, Guru Prasad, Tatta Sababujya. Sodata, 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 Sijya, Guru Prasad, Tatta Sababujya. Sodata, 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 Sijya, Guru Prasad, Tatta Sababujya. जिस प्रभ अपना कृपा करे, सो सेवक को किसते ठहरे। जिस प्रभ अपना कृपा करे, सो सेवक को किसते ठहरे। जिस प्रभ अपना कृपा करे, सो सेवक कर किसते ठहरे। Sodata, 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 Sijya, Guru Prasad, Tatta Sababujya. Sodata, 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 Sijya, Guru Prasad, Tatta Sababujya. Sodata, 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 Sijya, Guru Prasad, Tatta Sababujya. जैसा साथ ऐसा दृष्टाया, अपने कर्ज में आप समाया। जैसा साथ ऐसा दृष्टाया, अपने कर्ज में आप समाया। जैसा साथ ऐसा दृष्टाया, अपने कर्ज में आप समाया। Sodata, 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 Sijya, Guru Prasad, Tatta Sababujya. Sodata, 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 Sijya, Guru Prasad, Tatta Saba Bujya, so Datta Sijya, Guru Parasad, Tatta Saba Bujya. जब देखो तब सब किच मूल नानक सो मूर्ख सोया सतुल जब देखो तब सब किच मूल नानक सो सुखम सोया सतुल जब देखो तब सब किच मूल नानक सो सुखम सोया सतुल Sodata Sijya Guru Parasad Tatta Saba Bujya 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 Sodata Sijya Guru Parasad Tatta Saba Bujya. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Okay. So, carrying on from our last meditation together, we want to thank IIGS for bringing us together this evening in a special way to meditate on the words of Guru Arjan Dev Ji and Sukmani Sahib. Sukmani Sahib is such a amazing, special, awesome composition. It is something that truly, for the one who recites Sukhmani Sahib and does so with a conscious attitude of speaking and meditating on the Guru's words and the Guru's essence, that person is blessed by these words. And they have been bringing healing and prosperity to many Sikhs of the Guru for generations and generations. So we're blessed tonight to be together, to be meditating on these words and to think of them in the times that we live in. So the shilok that this Ashtapadi began with, Tajosyanapa Surajano Simaro Harharai Ik As Haraman Rakho Nanak Duk Parma Bojai. So the main essence here is that the Guru is telling us, give up our clevernesses, O good people, and remember the Lord God, your King. We have all kinds of clevernesses, and we think those are the things that are getting us all that we need and want. But no, Guru Sahib says, give them all up and have one hope, one resting place in your heart and mind that is for God. And through that dhyan, that meditation, that contemplation, ongoing meditation, Nanak, pain, doubt, and fear shall leave you. So this is special, and these are the words that we are now meditating upon. And so the second half of this Ashtapadi begins with the words, Jisako Hara Prabha Mana Chitte Ave. And this Shabad that we just sang. So Sant Sohela Nahi Dulave. So I'd like to just start with the chorus that I chose before. Sodata Sijya Guru Prasad Tata Sababujya. So we as human beings are constantly searching. We're constantly wandering and wandering and wandering and searching and searching and searching for that place that's just perfect for us to experience, to dwell and to reside and to be at peace. And the Guru Sahib here is saying, wow, searching, 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 and finally there's success. Sijya, success. Waheguru, Guru Prasad, it's by the Guru's grace. Tatta Sabba Bujya, the essence of reality. Tatta Sabba Bujya, the essence of reality is completely understood. So this is something quite incredible, because if we can conceive of what the essence of reality is, and if we can truly understand that, then we are at peace and we are joined and unified with the one God, with our beloved, with our Guru. So Guru Sahib here says, one who focuses his consciousness, jisko har prabh mana chitte ave, one who focuses his conscious mind on the Lord God, so sant sohela nehi dulave, that saint is at peace. He does not waver. This is where we get to that chorus later, sodata 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 sijya, that wavering, that wandering, that searching and searching and searching is no longer a necessary behavior of those who focus their consciousness on the one God. Manachitta, Chisoko haram prabha manachitte ave, so sant sohela nahi dulave. Jis prabha apurna kirpa kare, those unto whom God has granted his grace. So sevaka ko kisate tare, who do those servants need to fear? This is beautiful. Jis prabha apurna kirpa kare, those unto whom God has granted his grace. So sevaka ko kisate tare, who do those servants need to fear? Nirbo nirver. When you have God's grace, then neither do you create fear, nor does anyone can cause you to have fear. Jesa satesa drishtaya, as God is, so does he appear. I really want to meditate on this line for a minute. Apune karaja me apasamaya. In his own creation, he himself is pervading. So what we want to remember and recognize is that as whatever it is that we're seeing, whatever it is that we're experiencing, whatever it is that's happening in and around us, that's God. And what Guru Sahib is saying here is, as God is, so does he appear. So how about that person who's angry and yelling at us? Is that God? Well, that's what God is at that moment, and that's what God appears to be. Can you recognize that? Can we recognize that? What about the person who's driving erratically in traffic and cuts you off in Los Angeles or anywhere else? What about when one of your children is upsetting you? What about when it's a rainy day? Anything, all of it is God. Jesasa, just as it is. Tesa drishtaya. That's how it all, that's all of it is what we see. All of what we see is God. Everything. 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 So the trick is how to remember that while we're going through our day. Apane karajame apasamaya. In his own creation, he himself is pervading. He's absorbed in all of it. There isn't a part of any of this where God is not present, right in front of us, as near as our hands, as Guru Sahib says. Sodata, 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 sijya. Searching, searching, searching. And finally, I figured it out. I can see it now. I understand it. There's success. And by Guru's grace, the essence of all reality is understood. Guru Prasad Tatta Sababujya. Wow. The essence of all reality. So whatever it is that we're listening to, all of it, by the Guru's grace, we can understand it to be part of what God is and all of what God is. And Guru Sahib goes on, Jabadeko tabasaba kichamula. Wherever I look, Jabadeko tabasaba kichamula, there I see him at the root of all things, at the root, the very essence, what's behind it, what's beneath it, what's the base of it, what's the origin of it, where did it start, why is it happening, how could it be, where did it come from, who is doing it, who, what, when, where, how, and why. All those questions are answered by understanding Jabadeko Tabasaba Kichamula. Wherever I look, there I see him at the root of all things, no matter what. Everything we see on the news, everything we see in the world, good, bad, disastrous, wonderful. It's all at the root. All at the root of all of that is God. Nanak so sukma soyastul. Oh Nanak, he is the subtle and he's also the manifest. So he's the thing that isn't so obvious. That what is subtle, what's difficult to see, and that which is manifest, which is so obvious and right in front of us. But can we see that? Can we understand that? Sabba Bujaya, can we gain that reality of understanding that we can even see the subtlety of God in the littlest example of our day? And that's what Guru Sahib is suggesting to us. Ne kisha janame, ne kichimare. Nothing is born and nothing dies. Apana chalta apahi kare. He himself stages his own drama. So how could that be? Ne kicha janame, ne kichimare. Nothing is born and nothing dies. Well, there's that scientific example, which is E equals mc squared. Energy and matter are transforming one to the other in a constant parade. And as such, even what looks like death is just a transformation of energy, of matter from energy. And what looks like birth is energy into matter. So we know the science of it, and Guru is explaining it in these very explicit words. Nothing is born and nothing dies. It's all a constant continuum of creation and rejuvenation, creation, life, rejuvenation, and death. It's a constant circle. And that's how we know this experience, which we call life, to be. And death. Apana chalta apahi kare. He himself stages his own drama. So God's playing this whole play. We can see it that way. and enjoy it. Even the things that we don't enjoy, we can enjoy knowing that God is at play, that God is the cause. God is Karta Purakh, is the doer of it all. Avana Javana Drishta Drishta, coming and going, seen and unseen, all that we just described. Agya Kardi Dhari Sabashrishta, all the world is in obedience to his will. It's all in absolute order. When you listen to the scientific discoveries and all of what's going on in nature, you can see God's will in it all. You can understand. I heard a story about how the Native Americans they call the corn plant the mother, because corn is the only plant that requires the human to open it up and plant those seeds. And so without human touch, we could not have corn, and we wouldn't have that nourishing food which so many people thrive and dwell on. So there's an interaction between nature and us that is natural, and all the world is obedient to his will. It's all in that harmony. Ape ap sagala me ap. He himself is all in himself. He's all in everything. Anik jugata rachitap utap. In his many ways, he establishes and disestablishes. So we know all of creation is generating, organizing, and destroying. God, G-O-D, generating, organizing, and destroying. That's God. Abharnasi nahi kicha khanda. He's imperishable. Nothing can be broken. Even if it looks broken, even if climate change happens at the worst possible way, still won't be broken. Doesn't mean we shouldn't pay attention, but all that happens is God. So, because God is unbreakable, nothing can be broken. Ultimately, your soul can't be broken. It's not possible, no matter what. Can't break your soul. Dharanadar Rahio Brahmanda. He lends his support to maintain the universe, not just you, the universe. Think of how small we are in comparison to the expanse of infinity, to the seen and the unseen, what we see in the night sky and what we can't see even far beyond that. And there is a support to all of that. There's something both holding it together and busting it apart all at the same time. Dharna Dhara Rahio Brahmanda. He lends his support to maintain the universe. That's a very beautiful, powerful line. Listen to the nod of that. Dharna Dhara Rahio Brahmanda. Alaka Abev Puraka Paratap. Unfathomable and inscrutable is the glory of the Lord. Alak, unfathomable. Abev, inscrutable. Purak Paratap, the perfect, glorious Lord. Apajap Japai Tananak Jap. As he inspires us to meditate, Nanak, so do we meditate. Apajapai Tananak Jap. Well, that's getting up in the Amrit Vela, meditating in the Amrit Vela, but that's not all. Meditation is dhyan. It's the constant continuum of seeing, recognizing, hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling God all throughout each day. That's also meditation. Apajapai Tananak Jap. Janaprabhajata so sobhavant. Those who know God are glorious. Yeah. If you meet someone who has this consciousness, it's a wonder to be in their presence. Those who know God are glorious. Sagala sansar udare tan mant. The whole world is redeemed by their teachings. This is Guru Sahib talking about all of the gurus before him. Sagala sansar udare tan mant. Those who, the whole world is redeemed by their teachings. Prabhake sevaka sagalu dardana. God's servants redeem all. Prabhake sevaka dukkha binasran. God's servants cause sorrow to be forgotten. So Guru Sahib here is saying something really quite special. Guru Sahib is saying, well, as he inspires us to meditate, that's the line before, but those who know God are glorious. Okay? The whole world is redeemed by their teachings, by their instruction, by their way, and God's servants redeem all. God's servants cause sorrow to be forgotten. We all have a chance to be healers. We all have a chance through our meditation and prayer and projection to bring tranquility and contentment into the awareness of those who come into our presence. And that's not to think of us as bigger than we are. It's to be bigger than we are. That's what's really important. It's not something about ego. It's about recognizing that as a Sikh of the Guru, as a Khalsa Sikh, you, me, we, us, have a possibility of bringing healing to the many of this world through our vibration, through our meditation, and we can cause sorrows to be forgotten. That, again, that may be presumptuous, but this is what Guru is saying. So no, Guru is saying, for those who meditate on God and who have that dhyan, they have an ability and they have a responsibility to serve. It's not to be better, it's to have a greater ability. There's a difference. And the greater ability allows you to continue to have not only meaning in your life, but to be meaningful in the lives of others. Ape mel le kirpal, merciful Lord unites them with himself. God literally is with those individuals who are with him. Guru ka Shabad jap be nihal. Chanting the word of the Guru's Shabad, they become ecstatic. They enter into a state of ecstasy by meditating and chanting these words. Onki seva soi lage. He alone is committed to serve them. Jisano kirpa kare badbhage, upon whom God bestows his mercy by great good fortune. It's only by the blessing of the one that we are able to do anything. He alone is committed to serve them, upon whom God bestows his mercy by great good fortune. Those who chant the Nam find their place of rest. Nam japata pave bisram. Nanak tinapurk ko uttama karaman. Nanak, respect those persons as the most noble. See, Guru Sahib is asking us to recognize that we are something quite incredible as human beings by chanting the Nam and by achieving a state of nobility through this practice of our life, of meditating on these words. It's a noble practice, not only because it helps us to feel good, but because it enables us to serve. And nobility is a virtue. Jo kich kare so prabh ke ranga. Whatever you do it for the love of God. So, this is the ardas right here. Jo kich kare so prabh ke ranga. This should be our ardas, our prayer. Whatever I'm doing, before you do anything, even for 3 seconds, say a prayer. God be with me. Guru bless me. Guru guide me. Guru, this is yours. That moment of acknowledgement that your actions are only that which God is doing in the first place, and then may it be in the service of the will of the One. Sada sada base har sang, forever and ever abide with the Lord. Ever and ever have that meditation. Sahaj subai hove so hoe. Sahaj. It's a beautiful, beautiful word, which is something that we want in our lives. We want the ease with which to go about our days and our lives that gives us relaxation, gives us poise, gives us grace. Sahaj subaye hoe sohoe. By its own natural course, that's sahaj, the natural way of things, with ease, just like the river flowing, the wind blowing, we're going with it. We're in that flow. This is Guru talking about being in the flow. You know, there's books about being in flow these days, lectures and getting into a state of flow as a means of achieving happiness. If you understand that and you read about it, you understand that it's the same thing we're talking about. The same thing Guru Sahib is speaking of. It's talking about reaching a level of depth within your mind's concentration that things then begin to occur that otherwise would not. Things begin to have a way of falling into place, of happening for you. So sada sada base har sang, forever and ever abide with the Lord by its own natural course. Whatever will be, will be. Sahaj subai hove sohoe. Karane har pachane soy. Acknowledge the Creator Lord. However, just acknowledge, recognize, acknowledge God, Creator, created it all. Prabhaka kya janamita lagana. By God's doings are sweet to his humble servant. This is a beautiful line, because it doesn't mean that everything that God does is sweet. There's many things in life that are not. But to God's humble servant, the one who is surrendered and in humility recognizes that they're dedicating whatever they do to God, then those beings recognize that success, failure are all the same. And it's all just a matter of being in the flow, being in the knowing of the nod of God, and being humble. And in so doing, everything is sweet. Jasasa tesa drishtaya. As he is, so does he appear. It's the second time we've come across the word drishtaya. As he is, so does he appear. Let's just look up above. Did I pass it? Okay. Well, we know it's here, and I'm just not seeing it, but it was whatever we see, that's all that God is. So let me go back and find the place again here. Pardon me for... All right, here we are. Okay. Jasasa tesa drishtaya. As he is, so does he appear. So God is... Drisht is a kind of seeing without seeing. It's seeing and being seen. It's what is seen. It is something that we could spend some more time on. But as he is, so does he appear. Jisate upaje tisamahe samahe. From him we come, and unto him we shall merge again. So we're part of that, never being born and never dying, as Guru Sahib says. We don't die, and we were never born. And from him we came, and unto him we shall merge again. Oi Sukhan Nidan Onu Bin Aye. He's the treasure of peace, and so does his servant become a treasure of peace. Apasiko Apadino Man, unto his own he has given his honor. Nobility, honor, sahaj. Nanak Prabhajan Eko Jan. Nanak, O Nanak, know that God and his humble servant are one and the same. So, if we recall, we go up here to, to the Shalok. Tajo Syanapa Surajano Simaro Harahararai Eka As Hara Manarako Nanak Dukha Parma Bojai. Give up your cleverness, O good people. Remember the Lord God, your King. Have one hope in your heart and mind for God. Nanak, pain, doubt, and fear shall leave you. And Guru Sahib finishes this Ashtapadi with, unto his own he has given his honor. Apasako apadino man, Nanak Prabhajan Eko Jan. O Nanak, know that God and his humble servant are one and the same. So these are the beautiful words of Guru Arjan Dev Ji. We're grateful again to come together and to meditate on these words. And we can all give this lecture and talk about Guru Sahib. We can have this conversation with ourselves as we take a little time each day to meditate on the words of Guru. May we all be in prayer and peace and love in the divine through Guru's grace. Nanak Nam Charadikala Dere Bani Sarvat Dabala. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Sukhmani Sukhe Amrit Prabh Naam Bhagat Jana Ke